I'm going.
Yeah. So, all good, cameras rolling? Yep. So we've got a fair bit of tethering here. I suppose the anatomy here is you've got a lot of, so any muscle that curls you up starts around here, and any muscle that straightens out starts around the other side. So you've got a lot of these curly muscles that come around here, and you've got some that finish up at the wrist, but then some that go through the carpal tunnel, and then they're called the long finger flexors. So some go up to here, the ones beneath them go up to the tips of your fingers. So what's happening with Dupuytren's is the connective tissue of the tendon, so muscle tissue, so the muscles converge into the tendons, which attach to the bone. So what's happening with Dupuytren's is the connective tissue around the tendon, not just the tendons, but the fascia, are sort of tethering up and causing that loss of meaningful range of motion. So it makes sense that, so the finger flexors that are tethered up here are located around here. So it makes sense that Dwayne would get a bit of a shock when I work through those. And just the same, the finger flexors that go through here are a bit tethered up. So it makes sense that Dwayne gets a bit of a shock when I work through there. So the first thing to do for you, mate, is just be mindful of your finger posture. So whenever you do any sort of thing with your arm curled up, especially guitar playing, make sure you have an equal amount of time with your hands flattened out. So ideally on your thigh, just stretched out a bit, not putting too much into it, or even just with your hands together like that, and just stretching it out. So with the stretch, I wouldn't advocate an aggressive stretch, just a gentle stretch, and just hold that there for sustained long periods of time. And that's going to be number one. Like the more curled up stuff you do, which is why I'm sort of getting all my spider senses tingling, knowing that you're like a forklift instructor, because you're going to be doing a shitload of that. So so you need to just balance it out with an extension stretch. That's going to help the longevity of it. So that's going to be the main thing. The other thing we can try is a bit of massage. So the main thing I'd suggest is just massaging the muscle belly. So if you want to just pull that out. I'm scared that I'm just going to spill it all over the carpet.
No.
Just put some on the on this side as well. But yeah, with the massage, 2 to 3 minutes every 2 to 3 days, you can really beat the crap out of it. Or if you know someone who does acupuncture, that might be worthwhile. So what we're doing right now is we're massaging the muscle bellies, which seem a bit tense, because this part at the end's tethered as well. So if they're quite tense, they're going to pull even more around here. So if we can maybe relieve some pressure and get a bit more stretching through, that might help ease the pressure there and maybe get you a bit more function. But considering how much this has progressed, I'm not too sure that we will get much out of conservative stuff like this.
It might help this side there.
Yeah. So with this side, the long finger muscles go on the outside of the forearm, so you can beat the crap out of the outside. If you want to beat the crap out of the inside, that's good too. But yeah, massage therapist might be worthwhile. And then on this one, getting them in on the inside is good as well. Okay. So the other thing there is with your weight training, you might want to just get some TheraBand, and what I'd suggest is lock yourself in there and just pull it up into extension. Or if you've got any, I suppose some rubber band that you can use, just like this, the basic stuff that you find in the supermarkets. Don't go thumb, go fist, knuckles. 2 to 3 minutes every 2 to 3 days. The other thing you can do is just with a rubber band, just some gentle opening exercises to get these muscles built up. So the aim of the extension exercise is to get these countering muscles built up. And it's much like, you know how those big gym junkies, like if they do heaps of biceps, their arms sit up there. It's similar to this. If you do heaps of wrist extension strengthening and finger extension strengthening, then it's going to favour, like the muscle bulk itself is going to favour more of an extended resting position, if you get where I'm coming from. If any of this doesn't make sense, let me know, because I will explain it. Okay. The other thing I might suggest is with the fine motor stuff, like because it's going to be tethered, your hand's going to be resting in that position because of the tethering. not because the muscles are doing the work. So the main thing I'll get you to do, on top of just the being mindful of your posture for your hands, the other thing I'm going to get you to do is a bit of tenting. So get your hand flat on here, fingers flat. Yep. And what you want to do is keep your fingers straight, but let your knuckles bend up like a 10. So I'll show you on my hand. So keep these straight and then just, yep, like that. Do you feel that working the inside of your hand?
No, because that's how the posture is anyway.
Yeah.
I can't get it down lower.
Yeah, but what we're doing is this sort of thing, really building a 10. So make sure you have something flat like a table.
Yeah.
And that seems quite a challenge, but gentle holds. You don't have to push it too hard. Bit easier there, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You don't have to push it too hard. Yep. And I might give you some deep finger exercises at a bit later date, but that's all I want you to do for now. So both at the same time. But again, that same rule applies with having your wrists or your fingers bent. You need to just counter it with wrists and fingers extended out. So that's a good hold. With those 10 lots of 10 seconds, you can push it up to 30 lots of 10 seconds. Just think of it as something to do when you're not really doing anything. And I think these two just extension stretches, and these ones would be things that you can do without thinking too much about it. The other ones, what thoracic stretches do you know? Like bow and arrows or?
Just no.
No. Okay, so I'll just give you two basic ones. So the first one I really like doing is the bow and arrow. So sitting up tall, both hands, and keep your head and your hands pointing forward, and keep one hand in contact with your body, head and your hands pointing forward, and then really twist like you're drawing a bow and arrow. It might cause a bit of cramping. Stay within that cramping zone. Yep. And really draw the bow back. Don't forget to breathe, mate. And then back to the start.
Yeah, Dwayne, yours.
Okay. Try the other side again. Try the other side. So head and hand facing forwards. Point your nose forwards, mate. And really pull that bow and arrow back. And back to the start. Yep, so with that, try for about 10 of those-ish a day at least. Nice stretch into it. You can do this lying on your side as well.
Yeah.
As long as you keep your head and hand facing forwards, and just a nice stretch through your upper back. If you want to do thoracic extension stretches, you've got a front roller, hey? Yeah. So maybe you just do that. Yeah. That sort of thing. Yeah. Even on the couch, like something a bit harder, or just on your foam roller, works fine. The last thing I might suggest for your neck is if you want to lie down with that heat pack across your neck, so on your back. Yep. So let the heat sort of get into your neck. And what you want to do is just make sure that your head rolls side to side. It might cane a bit on your right side because that's where you were getting a fair bit of curry. But what I don't want to see is your head sort of lifting to sort of turn either side. So if it scrapes, then you're doing it wrong. But if it just rolls side to side, you're going all right. Any questions there, mate?
No.
No. All right. So there are a bunch of things for you to do, like keep up with your strength training and stuff. I don't think you can go wrong. Oh, you can sit up, mate. I don't think you can go wrong getting yourself stronger, but just, I suppose these are more
Stretch.
Yeah, these are more stretches and just getting your body less scared of moving into those sorts of positions. Yeah. So with the neck, 5 to 10 minutes a day total. 1 to 2 lots of 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, just really push into it. It's okay to push into it because your neck needs to move into that range. And the main factor there that's going to give you curry is probably a lot of jarring from your forklift related stuff. Yeah, and especially if you're doing a lot of bag training, like bag holding as well for your PT stuff. But yeah, any questions there?
No.
Any questions on your own, Nicole?
No.
So what I heard was massages off Nicole.
Yep, elbows, or get your knees in.
Can I stop this?
Yeah, please.